A Fox News alert, massive May Day demonstrations expected today across the country. This is the scene as one protest gets underway in New York City and Grand Rapids, Michigan. May Day, also known as International Workers' Day, despite these people not being at work, has spawned protests around the globe in past years, highlighting workers' rights. This year, marchers are taking on President Trump's policies, including his crackdown on illegal immigration. Just 2 days ago, President Trump vowed at his Pennsylvania rally to build the wall along the U.S. border with Mexico.
In just 100 days, we have taken historic steps to secure our border, impose needed immigration control like you've never seen before. Is that true? And properly screen and vet those seeking admission into our country. They are going to come in because they love our country. We're not taking them otherwise.
Meantime, Texas Governor Greg Abbott defending his state's new bill on Sunday morning futures with Maria Bartiromo. The measure punishes cities, communities, college campuses, and even individual police chiefs who provide sanctuary to illegal immigrants.
Clear, unfortunately, that there are some officials in the state of Texas, as well as across the United States, who simply do not want to apply the rule of law in their jurisdiction, who want to promote lawlessness. And it's inexcusable. And one tool that we now have is the ability to remove these officials from office by subjecting them to criminal penalty, by forcing them into the jail that they are letting these people out of.
All this as Attorney General Jeff Sessions vows to fight a judge's decision to block the withholding of federal funds from sanctuary cities. We talk about this, the spending bill that was passed, no money in there to build the border wall. But moving forward, the Trump administration in the next budget year can do something to crack down on the funding for sanctuary cities, and it would be legal.
Right. There is some money for border security and to build extra detention centers. If this thing is going to be signed and look the way it was supposed to look, as they told us this morning, it's got to be brutally disappointing for the president. Just not to get to $2.4 billion. And to hear Chuck Schumer say, I'm really worried about spending too much, and say the wall's not going to work when he's already on the record saying how it would benefit. It just thinks of pure politics. We cannot give Donald Trump anything to hang his hat on. That's what it feels like.
Oh, more politics, Kennedy. Oh, yeah. You know, when you look at this day, and this reminds me, remember the day where they were taking these days off and it was on like Women's Day and there were all those moms who might have needed some help, but now all the women decided, and then the children couldn't go because the teachers decided that they were going to stay home. I just would like to know what their unified message is. I always wonder that with these groups. What exactly do they want to change? Do they think it's okay for illegal immigration to continue and for there to be burdens on communities in places like Texas and my home in Arizona? Is that what they're advocating? I'm confused by it.
Well, when it comes to the May Day rallies and marches, and I think all of these marches, whether it's for climate change or science, and some of these people may be very well-intentioned when they descend on their state capitals and even in Washington, D.C., but in the end, they end up being these communist ideological orgies where nothing is really accomplished. And, you don't create more sympathy. You don't create economic momentum. And if you want socialism, go to Venezuela. See what's happening with some of the protests down there. They're deadly. And that's what happens when, government extends its overreach to really smother political thought.
But going back to Governor Abbott of Texas's message, saying that our primary function as a government is to keep our people safe. So if the question is, will others follow Texas's lead as far as states are concerned? I hope so. Shouldn't that be the message that we're hearing from every state governor, every mayor of every city who's having problems right now, Dagan?
Yeah, it absolutely should be, because, again, if the federal government, if the court system, if the liberal court system is going to put the kibosh on what the administration is trying to do, then it's going to be up to local authorities to take this into their own hands. But I want to point something out. Very often, these rallies are completely funded by union movements, and that's what it's all about very often. And they try to mask it under the anti-immigration policies, alleged policies. It's that they're trying to just increase the union rolls, and they're trying to raise the minimum wage because it puts more money ultimately in the pocket of the unions.
I just don't think, I'm amazed at these companies to give you a 3-day weekend because you want to march for workers when you're supposed to be working. Unbelievable. But I think, Cindy, you have something else to say, like what's coming up next.